Okay, I just wanted to explain what you were meant to do in this DPS 1.2 design process, design development and planning. If you click on this task sheet link here, you will see a task sheet which should look very familiar to you because it's part of the DPS part 1. Which you already saw it. So I'm scrolling down here. Ignore this part 1.1 investigation and analysis because you have already done that. You should be now focusing on this part 1.2. Now let me just go from here. So this section should be about 500 words or 3 minutes in multimodal form. Multimodal form would probably be easy because first half of the 500 should talk about design options, what sort of things you learned and figured out, what's your final design, and also what sort of procedure you will take to make your product, make your final design into the 3D, physical object. All that should be half of that 500 words. So this impact statement here should be about 250 words or 1.5 minutes of multimodal form. You can combine them together, so you can do say 250 words written and then submit it as part of this 1.2, and the rest, so first half, point 1, 2, and 3, to be in multimodal form. I think that's gonna be okay. All right. As long as in total you've got 500 words or 3 minutes of multimodal, or 250 words in 1.5 minutes in combination, that's fine too. All right. So here's the details of what you should write. So first half, as I said, in the 250 words or 1.5 minutes, you should talk about design options. So what sort of design options you had from the part where you designed Fusion 360 model to the point now. Now you want to talk to your client first. So send whatever the model that you've got to client. Now the model that you send to them may well be the final model, which is fine, but that is necessary. Because for you to talk about final design, your proposal to the client, and then that result of the conversation or email conversation should be used to justify the selection of your design. So how you came to the design and why it was the best one that you could choose from. You then refinement. If there was any refinement that was necessary. So after talking to your client, they might say, can you just change this bit because this part seems to be too big or too small, or this is not tall enough. When you get that sort of conversation, and the refinement needs to be made to the 3D model, and update that image or annotated diagram can be made. So that's going to be your final design. And I want you to make a quite detailed production procedure. So what's your plan? How are you going to make it? What sort of time frame are you looking at? It can be detailed, or it can be just dividing your tasks that you have to have by the end of each week. Refer to your constraints that you said. By when do you have to finish your task? By when do you have to finish the final model, final design of the product that you are making? Okay. You can use Gantt, which you can look up on the internet. You can find a Gantt model or Excel spreadsheet or Outlook calendar. You can use any of that to make your schedule better. Okay. You've got class times and also maybe some homework time, but you need to set a goal for at least each week. Impact statement. So the second half of your 1.2 section should be research and analysis. So research, result, and analysis of an ethical, legal, economic, or sustainability issue related to your design brief or what you have designed to do, to make. So what my thinking goes to, say if I was making something with 3D printing, like I've got the model of brain here. Now I got the original plan on the internet. It was a free source, so I could use it as long as I don't sell this item. Okay, if I was selling it, well, it would be an ethical and legal issue. Copyright can belong to, and then that person who designed this would have good idea of how much that she could charge me, I guess. If I was to use 3D printer for making an object like this, what sort of sustainability issue do they have? Well, 3D printing itself as a method is a lot more expensive compared to, say, extrusion. Plastic extrusion after making a die for it. So this would not be a very sustainable option. Now, if you're making something with wood and cutting on laser cutter, what sort of wood are you thinking of using? Is it sustainable to keep using wood and burning it and cut it with laser cutter? If you could make your product out of wood using laser cutter, what sort of people may be affected? Those people who manufacture using say traditional woodworking tools. What sort of impact would it have for their jobs? Would they lose jobs? Would they be replaced with these machines that we're using? That kind of thing is something that you need to do a bit of research, refer to, and put it together. You only really need 250 words for it, but it is necessary for you to research. Okay, me making this product, what sort of people, what sort of community may be affected? That's what you have to talk about in this section. Now, hope it makes sense. Assessment conditions, it's saying 1,000 word or 6 minutes for whole part 1. So you need to actually add up whatever you did in 1.1 and 1.2 together. So it should make up to about 1,000 word or 6 minutes of multimodal in total, or combination. It needs to be in total. But if you're working with this limit that I've been giving you as guidance, 500 words or 3 minutes, it shouldn't go over 1,000 in total or 6 minutes in multimodal in total. Okay. What you're marked against is D1 and D2 for 1.2. What's D1? Communicate design concepts using technical language and visual representations. So if you have got a model that you made and took screenshot of, you've got final image of the design that you've got and some annotation to it, that would be a good thing to use for you to communicate the design concepts that you want to include into the final product. And second thing that you're marked against is I2. I2's description is research and discuss ethical, legal, economic, and or sustainability issues related to a solution. The solution is the product that you are making. What sort of ethical, legal, economic, and or sustainability issues you might have by you making it. That's what you get marked against, right? You got a bit more than 1 week, I believe, but as soon as you start working on or as soon as you finish working on this, you can then just move on to next task. I believe it's going to be specialized skills task number 2, which is making some sort of template, laser cutting template or routing template with Adobe Illustrator. So yeah, you don't have to waste time waiting. All right, hope that made sense. I'll see you in class or next time in video.